And I'll start with Georgia Tech and Miami, free college football pick for Saturday. Miami comes in here as a 20-point favorite against the Yellow Jackets. Right now, the Hurricanes cruising along to a certain extent anyway. We're getting an easy matchup here. This is game number, could have been talking about those other things and caught up here on some of this. 337 and 338. This one opened 16 and a half when we were on the opening lines show on Sunday, and this one has gone as high as 20. Well, this might be the high point. Now, I did see a 23, but that could have actually been a look ahead, I think, coming into this one. But at 20 right now, I'm not sure that Miami is even going to be able to cover a 20 against a team like Georgia Tech. Now, I do think that Miami certainly pretty strong. They've covered 8 of their last 13 games. They've won 10 of their last 13 against Georgia Tech, and they've won the last 2. But last year, remember, the Canes, it was a little different last year. The Canes are actually a short underdog. They led 14-7, scored 21 straight points, and then Georgia Tech came back with 2 touchdowns. What was it? The 21-point game. 21-point game is what it turned out to be. So let's see. Georgia Tech, they lost that game to Bowling Green, and Georgia Tech was 21-point favorites in that game. They didn't look good, that's for sure. So that's definitely a stunner here. Miami has been just terrific, certainly, and Van Dyke, what can you say? I think pretty good form, but man, Georgia Tech, that was such a dismal performance. I think Tech is the type of team that rebounds for a more mistake-free performance. I don't know if they can. I think they're going to get the number. I'm going to be on Georgia Tech here at 20 points. Hope it goes up a little bit. Maybe it will. I wish it was 23. We all want more points. Hey, you guys are all over this one. Let's see what you guys have. I have a feeling you guys are going to be Miami to crush here. Did I miss a ton of comments? Hold on here. Oh, thank you for Nathan. Some picks there. Talking about the Bears. I was on the right. I was on the Bears last night. I felt like pretty alone out there, but I think more just when bad teams meet. I mean, I'm that guy. I am going to be more contrarian than maybe that's why I'm able to get some of these wins. That puts me, I don't know, that I want to be a handicapper or something on YouTube. Oh, right. Thomas says, first time seeing Miami here. Nathan says he wants to lay the points in the first half with the Canes. Solo says lay the lumber with 20. Terrell says Miami comes out blowing them out early. So you guys, obviously, this is a Miami first half play for the chat. It feels like to me, I'm taking 20 points. I think Miami is just not disciplined enough. I think they win this game. They probably win it in a high-scoring game, and they just keep giving up some, touchdown. Look, Georgia Tech, they're, nothing special, and they're still trying to figure things out. But I just don't think they're as bad as what we saw in that game last week. And I just would rather take 20 points against Miami. They don't feel like a team that covers. And, Georgia Tech's been pretty good as an underdog of late, for sure. They covered their last road game by more than 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, and that was in a big loss. So, and Miami, they've been bad against the spread. Let's face it. They didn't cover. They covered what, one number last year, right? So, but I get it, 3-0 this year. Um, against the spread by big margin, no doubt about it. This is a different Miami. It feels like a little bit, but I feel like once you get up into these ranges, now we're in conference games. To me, that's when I want to kind of come back on Tech. 2 touchdown game ends up in the 60s. You end up with something where it's 41-24 or something of this nature. So I'm going to take Georgia Tech, and I'm going to have a premium here in this game for sure. Total down to 57. It opened 58.5, went as high as 61, and now we're dealing with a 57. I thought Miami, what happened? I thought Miami's going to come out firing. Why is this total going down? Anyways, I don't think it should go down too much, and I'm going to – it is juice to the over. So I got you, Daryl. No, that would be something. Yeah, they could. They could. It could be a stunner tonight. Tech's a great bounce back team. There's no doubt. Well, what's going on here with TCU and Iowa State? Not so much on the side, but on the total. Did we get this one right? Did I read it wrong on our show on Sunday? I do an opening line show on the Tony's Picks channel here at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Pacific, where I basically, or 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, sorry about that, where I read off the opening lines from the Circa, since they have the biggest limits, and they usually take a few bets and move the line within a few minutes off those, what the action is coming in. They open it up. They're usually taking, I want to say it's 5 dimes on a side and 3 dimes on a total. Maybe it's 5 and 2. Maybe it's 3. Whatever. It's and they adjust the lines accordingly, quickly. And this game opened 44.5 and was immediately bet up to 46. By the next day or two, it was 50.5. And now look at it, up to 52.5. It actually touched 53.5, and there's been some buyback. Now, I do think that it was, it's more apt to go right in this range. It feels uncomfortable for me now. I'm probably still going to end up giving it out here. I'm not sure. The game also opened 4.5. It's now 6.5. It actually touched 7. It's been as low as 4. So this one's kind of run a little 3-point gamut as well. Thank you, Daryl. Love those. We might have a new feature, Daryl. The upset alert. I love it. Nathan, you playing slots again? Or are you playing? Stop it. No, you have a good time. TCU, Iowa State, continuing on here anyway with this one. I mean, I almost want. I will be giving TCU a big chance. I think we were people maybe are going a little bit too quick to throw out TCU at this point, like it's all, it's all done. But I don't know, man. I mean, Iowa State can't run, but I guess against TCU they should be able to have a little bit more success. They're just having trouble getting that running game resurrected a little bit with the transition, and they couldn't get anything done against Oklahoma here. So I don't know. It feels like TCU should be able to come out and get a victory, maybe even a cover here. Why is this total going up so high? I wanted to play the total over, and maybe I'll just give it out as a pre-play. Here, Nathan says the teams are just too inconsistent for him to even get involved. So I get it. Uh, they last week the game against West Virginia was a late field goal, no doubt about it. So that was a little bit of a tough blow, I think, a little bit there for TCU, and they had 2 field goals blocked also late in the game. So, oh man, Iowa State's done pretty well against the Frogs in the past. I think they've covered 4 straight in the series, but I think TCU is just playing a little bit too well here. I'll give out 52.5. This is ridiculous. I do like the over. I just don't know. I'm going over as my free play because I like this to be a higher scoring game. Basically, I have it, right around 54. But I like the side maybe too much. It is a candidate for a premium. So I'm just going to. Now I'm going to give out both right now. I'm going TCU and over. TCU's not going to be a premium. Not now, laying 6.5 when it was 4.5. This is a double play for me. TCU and the over in this one on Saturday. Thomas is on TCU. Daryl Turner's got his own segment. What can we call Daryl T? The DT upset alert. Daryl's upset alert. Turner's upset alert. I'm gonna get you a segment here. And Terrell, oh man, I mean, I don't know, Terrell. I'm out of the bar scene, but let's just not go there. Daryl's got. He's in the. Daryl's got. Hey, I guess I could have previewed NHL preseason action. I don't know, Daryl. If Daryl's talking about, I guess Knights aren't playing tonight. I don't know what he's talking about, the season opener. I guess against the Kraken, $1.70 favorite. But there are 5 games tonight in NHL preseason, and I've been giving out a few of those too in the Discord. Check them out. Check us out. Check me out in the Discord. Where I've been giving out some free plays. I think we had winners there yesterday too, right? What did we give out in the Discord yesterday? I know we gave out some winners. Let me tell you what they were. It was, oh no, I think our Discord winner did not come to the day before, right? We won 5-1, and then yesterday I think we gave out 1 play and didn't get it done. That's all right. Let me give out the Discord anyways. Join me in there if you want more plays. You can ask me for plays. I don't care. I'll give out more plays. It's Friday night. We got to find some games. I saw who was mentioning here about some international football here maybe today. You piqued my interest. I know there'll always be some Friday afternoon, maybe. Knights. Nathan talking about the game last night. Knights and the Avalanche. In that one, let's see if I had some winners yesterday. Yeah, our Discord play lost, my drive-through play lost, but man, just get to the regular season already. All right, a few more games here. Give me TCU in the over. Double play here. Fresno State taking on Wyoming in this one, and Fresno State a touchdown favorite here over Wyoming. The total 44. This one opened around 45.5. Went as high as 48, and all of a sudden has been falling and falling and falling. And now we're sitting at 44. I actually saw a low as 43. So here's a game that's already had a 5-point middle, if that's what you want to call it. So this one's going to run the gamut. I did see it also go as high as 7 before some buyback occurred to Fresno State here. So seeing that total bounce around like that, all the way down to 44 right now, I probably will end up on the over as a free play here. I'm kind of leaning towards the side. in this one, so might be hesitant to kind of give out my overall feelings about the game. I don't know if you guys are totally hot on these Mountain West matchups like I am. I definitely want to preview the Mountain West. That's certainly one of my favorite conferences, certainly. So let me take a look at this one here, though, with Fresno State and Wyoming, because Fresno, they pretty much dominated this series in the past. They've won the last 4 meetings and covered the last 4 meetings, outscoring the Cowboys 87-10 in those 4 games. But going on the road here, now you're laying it open 4, touched to 3.5, but really has been bet up since then. Like I said, it was as high as 6, a little bit of buyback, but up from the opener of 4 here in this one. Fresno beat Nevada last week 27-9. They are now 5-0, so they're going to attract attention that way as well. We know Wyoming's made enough noise that they might be considered, but they did give up 417 yards and 25 points to New Mexico. They did beat the Lobos, though, in that game. Wyoming is averaging 5 yards a carry right now, and they got to the quarterback last week. That was New Mexico, so it could be a little bit different, but I'm going to end up on the over here in this one. Over 44 is my play here on the show. I actually have it pretty close to the opening number, definitely more towards the mid to high 40s. My margin runs certainly higher than this in my model for this game. So Wyoming's covered 11 of their last 15 games right now in conference as a dog. So that is what's kind of catching my attention here. Going to Laramie, having to lay a touchdown. I thought they, struggled to kind of put away New Mexico, and they also, remember, they beat App State. But, this is a chance to make some noise. Could not get a Daryl Turner upset alert, possibly? I don't know, but I'll take the over in this one. This is strictly based on the move here being probably just a little bit too low for me. I don't have a strong feel on the total over, but I like the side a lot. I'm giving out the over here. I definitely think it's worthy of a play, given my number is higher here, but it will not be as strong as the side for sure. Hey, Rodney Barton, nice to see you today. And he'll be there at the game. And Rodney, do you guys, Rodney, and we have Dre here today, but ever go into that? Is the splash zone, is that kind of like for not, like, I would think to sit in the splash zone, that like those are for not real bird fans, or are those the real bird fans? That's what I was curious about. I would not want to sit, maybe in a hot day, you could go there, but hello to Darren as well. Daryl, talking about the whack. Did I say whack, or the whack's still around? All right. You know what the whack playoffs are called? Let's not go there. All right. Anyways, for me, over here in this one, probably going to be involved in the side one way or the other. Colorado State taking on Utah State. Another Mountain West action here in this one. Utah State won the last 4 games straight up against Colorado State. But look at this line move. We were on the air on Sunday when we said Utah State is a 4-point favorite to beat Colorado State. Did I read it wrong? Did the line just was in? No, because it moved to 2.5. We said it right there on the air, and then it moved to a pick'em, and now it's gone all the way to Colorado State, favored here by a field goal. Oh my goodness! Well, there are a few reasons why maybe this is the case, and we'll discuss those. But uh, I think it could have been maybe that the line was incorrect. We certainly, know that Utah State's quarterback going to be out for this game. He's not a overwhelming guy, Hillstead, but he's out for this game, no doubt about it. Well, he's doubtful. He's doubtful, and I think the line reflects so in that move. But it's not necessarily going to take me. I almost want to come back now here on Utah State. I mean, here's the funny thing about it. The total actually started to go up a little bit when this one opened. We were on the air. The total opened 62 and a half, went all the way up to as high as 66 and a half, and is back down here to 62 and a half. Now, no, in fact, let me see. Yeah, 62 and a half. 62 even at some places. I imagine it might even go lower even further. And that's kind of the direction that I was kind of looking at. But I'm not trusting. Look, Colorado State got a real interesting program here, but Legas came in. I hope I'm saying his name right. Legas. I wasn't watching the game. I'm just going off the notes from the game, or I did see highlights. But 11 of 13 for 3 touchdowns in relief. Now Utah State was down by 10 at halftime. So, and this has always been pretty tough sledding, but I'm going to be on Utah State. Maybe I'm overreading the situation here with that quarterback going out, but I was not, totally hot on Hillstead anyways. Colorado State's pass defense allows 320 points per game and 75% completions. Utah State's still going to do a little bit of throwing, I would think. Colorado State's run defense is a lot better now. Utah State does not have a good defense at all. They're allowing 36 points a game over the last 4 games. Colorado State's quarterback's been looking pretty good. He's got 1,150 yards this year. And Norvell, I think everyone was impressed. They were kind of off the radar, off the map a little bit, and then they got some national attention. Everybody says, you know what, this guy's doing it the right way. But I don't want to lay a field goal in this league just based on some quarterback news. That's what it looks like, unless I'm missing it. You guys, can you tell me what's going on? I'm just a guy here on YouTube. I could watch a bunch of shows, I guess, and try to figure out, So there are the true fans in that section. Okay, see, I thought it was more of a gimmick, and I was like, I guess I wouldn't want to be there. And I don't know, how is the weather? I heard it's pretty okay. We're in October. We're not going to be putting on turtlenecks or anything tonight, are we? Thomas here, he's talking about Fowler Nicolosi. So Terrell says Utah State and over. I'm on Utah State. I don't know about that total there, but thank you, Terrell, also. And Daryl says Colorado State will roll. Oh no, we're on the opposite here. It sounds like hard to that kind of momentum, in a nondescript game like that. Sometimes is certainly an indicator. I'm not going to deny that. But I'm not seeing massive injuries, suspensions on Utah State or anything like that. I, could have done a deeper dive. Yeah, this is a free pick show. I'm pretty much going off my stats and my notes and what's happened in the previous games. If there was something that happened that is not listed on the injury report, by the way, which is certainly, up to date and all that, my injury reports and all that. There's been some news like a player revolt or something. I don't know what it is, but this one has shifted 7 full points off that opener, and I'm not buying it. I'm taking Utah State here against Colorado State on principle. Oh, sounds like a great day there, Rodney. Enjoy the game tomorrow, and don't forget to put the Discord. I want to see pics from a beautiful Camden Yards of your seat location. All right. San Jose State taking on Boise State in this one. When we were on the air on Sunday, the opening lines show this one opened 7.5. It quickly was bet down to 6.5. This one even touched as low as 5.5, but it's been all Boise State since then. And I think at least it's under that 10, and I don't think there's much else I can do about it now. Now, maybe privately I can buy 2, maybe I could buy it all the way down to 7 at least and lay some ridiculous juice because it does feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I like Boise here. They've won 14 of the last 15 meetings against San Jose State. Now, they did meet a couple of years ago, remember, in the Mountain West title game of San Jose State shocked them as 7-point dogs. They won it by 14 points in a big upset. Boise's lost 3 games already this season, so their defense has been pretty weak. They're giving up 500 yards and 35 points to FBS teams so far, and they benched their quarterback last week. And I don't think we even know who's going to be in there this week. Didn't go that far as the prep here, but I would think that Boise could rebound with either Madsen or Green in this game against the Spartans at home. San Jose State is off of a bye, but they are 1-4 this season. They lost to Air Force 2 weeks ago. They led that game by 10 points, but they were outscored 35-0 from there. So Boise, 165 games on the ground, and San Jose allows 200 plus on the ground, 215-ish. Let's see, what is that? 5 yards a carry. So under double digits, I'm willing to do it here on the show. I'll lay Boise 9.5. It's tough. You're gonna lay a lot of juice to buy it all the way down to 7. At least you got to get it to 8 here if you're taking Boise, in my opinion. And again, I always say this, and it makes people uncomfortable, lay more juice. But on favorites, I'm going to try to take it down to the lowest common football style of number, and 8 is more significant than 9. 7's even better, and getting it down to 7 is going to cost you probably $1.80-ish or so here. So it's just a free play. It's a play on the game. It's Boise laying double digits here against San Jose. What I think is going to happen that helps Boise here. Now, I don't know, maybe it helps San Jose get the back door, but I think we're going to see yards. We're going to see plenty of yards, plenty of offense, probably on both sides. Maybe that does help the variance and get Boise to a cover here in a double-digit win. That's what I'm going for. I'm on Boise in this one. And Thomas is on Boise as well. And Rodney, I don't know. You said they moved the game time of the baseball. I guess they certainly they moved it to what, 1:00? You said. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that. I thought it was. They moved that to the early game. Okay, gotcha. I did see that it was a time change, so I didn't know why. I didn't know why that was. I figured it was just for TV. It probably was, right? Probably like, hey, let's do this concert too. Seems okay. So maybe that was part of it as well. So thanks for that information. So Boise for me here on the show, about as much as I could lay. I'll lay 10 if it goes to 10, just and get it off to 10. But I mean, Boise's the move. There's no doubt about that. Might be square. Texas Tech and Baylor here. getting to the end of the card on Saturday. All right. When we were on the Circus show, Baylor was the team that opened up a favorite here in this one. They opened up a 3-point favorite, but Texas Tech has been taking most of the action. They've moved to a 1.5-point favorite. I see some pretty sharp guys are on Texas Tech. This total opened 59.5, went down to 56.5. Now is back up to 59.5. I find that interesting because that's kind of the way that I was already, headed the direction that I was already headed kind of in this one was to the over. So I did find that interesting. Now for me, when I'm taking a look at the matchup for these two, I see that for Baylor here to open as a favorite. Let me check some. I just want to check real quick the injury report again. Make sure I'm not missing anything here because the last time I looked at the game, it was a pick 'em, and now it's even moved to 1.5 here. So maybe there was a little bit more information. Let me just call up the Texas. Well, we know the Texas Tech quarterback is out for the season. He missed last week's game as well. So I mean, he had a broken leg, I believe. So interesting that it's still moving to to Texas Tech here. That it has me a little bit perplexed. I would say here. All right. I might be hitting the wall here a little bit. Let's see, I'm having a little bit of technical problem. Thanks, Nathan. I might be ready to check on out here. Thomas is on Baylor. Daryl's on the over. That's what I'm on right there, pretty much at this point is Baylor and over. But Rodney says his play here tomorrow is on Washington State, and did we cover? I think that was one I was kind of saving, right? Let me see if I had anything for you on that. On that one, right? I think that was one that we had already kind of made a pick on. So, yeah. Oh, I gave out the under in that game. Remember? Oh, yeah, the massive line move to the under, but I still liked it under, and I still went under despite that. What is it? 10-point line move now in that game. Well, 60.5, so 7-point line move, but it did go all the way down to 58.5. Has actually come back up a little bit, but I see that one going under tomorrow in that one. Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate you. Go out and cash. That's what I want to hear from you. All right. Well, I was going to cover Texas Tech and Baylor. Probably one of those situations where I don't know. I felt like I typed out a bunch of notes, and what did I do? Hit delete or something? Like I don't have the my notes on the game as much. So, anyways, I do have my picks right here. Baylor here plus 1.5. Now I don't know. Maybe I don't need to go into the notes now that we have a team that was favored and now they're an underdog. So I don't know. Maybe if anything, that's the way I was already looking. So why not? I mean, Baylor, they've won 4. I'll just have to go off the. Let me just go off the cheat sheet here. They've won 4 of their last 5. Covered just 2 of those. Baylor last year, what was it? They won 45-17 in that game. Now we know it was a little bit different, certainly, and I don't know. Baylor, that game last week against Central Florida, it was 35-7, but with those 29 points to win the game like they did was pretty impressive, I thought. And to win that game, what was the final there? 36-35, big time comeback momentum. So just not sure what folks maybe are seeing necessarily with the Bears, with Texas Tech in this game. I mean, I know that you know the teams have had drastically different seasons for sure. Um, Texas Tech, their losses so far, their games have been close. They've lost by only one score in these games. Now, for me, that momentum there for Baylor, that's just going to be where I'm gonna go with this one. Thank you for being patient and bearing with me here. I don't know what happened to my little write up, but we do have enough information, I think, here to solidify my play a little bit. Baylor's won the last two. Just take the Bears. Take the Baylor Bears. They got the word Bears in them. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate you.